And we're not even mentioning doing a tactical shit when you have 475 mosquitoes that swipe right on your anus as you're trying to get rid of the lunch from 4 days ago. Take it easy.
I'm out here for you. You don't know what it's like to be me out here for you.
We choose truth over facts.
Never go for retard.
Come on, man.
Hey team, how we go? It is Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz. And I'm here to say subscribe right now and like if you can, because I'm going to like this video that we're about to play for you and react to right now. We're going to be watching a video called The Jungle Down Under. And this is from the perspective of a coalition force USMC who has come to fight to train with their brothers near the Townsville battalions, 1st, 2nd and 3rd Battalion, Townsville. That's where you should want to go. So you can go to a place called Tully. Okay, Tango, uniform, Lima, Lima, Yankee. And that translates to this goddamn place sucks.
Well, that sucks.
It does. It sucks ever since the cyclone came and took away the canopy and allowed the undergrowth to just go as crazy as a Bulgarian's bikini line and lower leg hair. Whether it's the leeches, whether it's the gimpy, which is a leaf that has needles that go into you that are hollow and when the wind blows causes agony for weeks at a time and a chronic itchiness and a feminine reaction from most tough men, something similar to that. Or whether it be the hooks on the vines called wait a while.
For those of you who haven't been in the tropics, if you ever go out in the bush, watch out for these things, because these things are bloody deadly. They call them wait a while, because if you get hooked up on one of those, you will be here waiting a while to get out. They are nasty.
That are there to sear and scar and destroy human skin and clothing that is there to protect you. It will cut through you with your waterlogged skin like a Zyrtec. It clutches onto you like a South Australian single mum when she finds out on your Tinder profile that you have a job. She's not going to let you go. And the Americans are terrified because of the oversized chickens, the cassowary that comes with a toenail that is just designed to destroy the abdomen of those with the folly to go into a place that sucks so badly, greenies don't go in there to try and save it. The elephant in the room is if global warming is in actual fact real, which I don't believe it is, okay, I believe that this place, Tully, should dry up, and that would make me happy because all the mosquitoes would be gone as well. So what we're going to do is now is we're going to enjoy Tully because we're not there, and remember the children of the corn, the hills have eyes, populace that live there. They're not your friend either. But let's get to it. Let's have a laugh. Bam. Let's have a look at the Americans. There's only 17 likes on this video. That's not fair. Let's not be rude. What we're going to watch now is our video. If you need subtitles, we're going to be listening to Americans talk. It might get difficult at times, depending on what state they come from.
The jungle's an absolute death trap.
A death trap. Black lives don't matter there, mate.
Take you out. Dense, rough, wet.
Boom, just saw a glove. Don't wear gloves in Tully, team. Your body will be waterlogged. It falls apart. If a waterlogged part of your body gets hit by wait a while, it will tear straight through it. Believe me. Very dramatic.
We're there for each other no matter what. In Tully, 1-1 Alpha was sent out to conduct the jungle warfare training, where we had basically got sent out to the jungle for 6 to 7 days to learn what jungle operations are, how we can ultimately not only survive but thrive in that type of environment.
jungle definitely possesses a lot of dangers, not only in the enemy, but the terrain, the wildlife. Just anything in Australia can take you out at a moment's notice.
And Marines, you should be scared of those single mums because they'll take you out quicker than the hectopascals will here. Tully is the fantastic test. There is no comfort there. It will test all manners of command, whether it be from the OC, who you won't see out in the jungle, all the way down to platoon commander, to the section commander, to the 2IC. There is no period of comfort. And when it comes to that casowaries, good luck finding a good grid. You're going to need AME, otherwise you're carrying them out. And the thing that makes everything difficult with the terrain there is the fact that you're moving on a single person footpad, which means you are open to ambush, frontal, grazing fire, and that is as devastating as it can get. The other thing is something that is controversial. One rule is you should never be allowed to smoke in the jungle, because as a former scout, I'm telling you, if you have a cigarette, that smoke stays in the canopy and you will get your friends killed. What's more important, your filthy habit, okay, or the safety of your buddies? If you smoke, lack of discipline, you're putting your buddies in danger, harm's way, and that's no bullshit.
Constantly mentally, emotionally, and physically drained.
That there is beside a boundary fence, beside the airfield. That never used to be there, that fence. Guys and gals, because of the humidity is always at 9,000 revs, it will suck the actual living essence out of you. You will always be so fatigued, sweating bullets, so to speak. And because you're traveling in single file, that means a platoon, because we nearly always travel in a platoon at the smallest formation size, is the fact that when you are walking 5 to 10 meter spacing or visual distance from the person in front of you, that means there is 300 meters between the first person and the last person. So if a contact occurs, you've got the people at the very front of the call sign engaged in combat. That can be 300 meters for the guy at the back to get all the way to the front before his fight even begins. And you've got to go back and retrieve the packs that can weigh in excess of 50 kilos too. And when they send the pack parties back at the end of an attack, you don't get yours, you get 200 kilos. Ladies, do you think you're ready for that?
Throughout the duration of the training exercise.
Always got to have a finger on the trigger. Everywhere you go, there's some sort of choke point. The jungle is an absolute death trap.
Boom. That's the first one out the way. Guys, in summary, the USMC, when they come over here, naturally, acclimatization, we've dropped them in the shit. They're somewhere where it is excessively hot. And it has as many pitfalls as what it does when we go to somewhere which is freezing cold. New Zealand, Tekapo, you don't want to go there unless it's with a camera, because that place, again, as cold as a mother-in-law's touch. That's the jungle. Let's go and watch a second video, shall we? Get some more reference to this. What we're going to check out now is the Australian Infantry ROBC Regimental Officers Basic Course, which now has Tully incorporated in that. Funny enough, I just had a quick look at this video I'm doing hot, and I saw the very first guy speaking. I put him through his training. Nice play. G'day, sir. Left-handed. False salute. Yep, that's typical. quiz. How many rounds are carried by a machine gunner in Australian infantry section? Put it down in comments below. For those that aren't military, you'll be surprised. Especially when you feel how much it weighs. The weapon, okay, is only half the weight.
Over the course of the Infantry Regimental Officers Basic course, we're essentially preparing our platoon commander.
Captain Michael Jack. I didn't know your name was Michael, but Jack is a fantastic bloke. You know, he was a great trainee too. The funny thing is, Jack is a name, slang nickname for the guy that you can't rely on, is someone who's done the wrong by his team. How would that be said? Don't be Jack. Don't be Jack. Share your pay. Don't be Jack. Carry my machine gun. It's heavy. Don't be Jack and pretend you're wounded. We're not carrying you out of here.
For their first appointment as platoon commanders in their respective infantry battalions. I'm part of the Royal Australian Regiment. This morning, the students conducted
Sorry guys, RABC Regimental Officers Basic course, what I used to be an instructor on, just so you are aware, that is equivalent to the IETs, the Initial Employment Training, the Infantry Skill Set Training, Command, Decisive Ability, Action Cycle for commanders. Okay, what they do while we did the 13 weeks infantry specific training on weapons, etc. There's also a range module to this as well.
An air assault from Laverack Barracks to here Jungle Training Wing Tully through use of 2 CH-47 Chinook helicopters, whereby they took off this morning at Laverack Barracks and landed at the landing zone here at Tully, and have just commenced their reception into Jungle Training Wing.
One enemy down!
Here in North Queensland, the terrain is very different from the training that we've been doing so far. The jungle environment affords a number of new considerations that we have to take into account. Completion of jungle training here will then conclude our ROBC with the School of Infantry.
By sport, Combat Team Charlie are allocated 1 JFT.
The most challenging aspects of this course has been getting used to the reduced timeframes we have to work in. Being more infantry orientated, we now have to...
The other thing with Tully team is the fact that it can get dark at 4:30 in the afternoon. So everything that you do, you need to manage between a less amount of time during the day. And when it gets dark at night, you cannot move at all. We even have to have hoochie cord up as a perimeter cord to be able to hold on to that so that you can actually get around, okay, the actual position that we sleep in at night in a defensive posture. Even if you put your night vision equipment on, okay, you will need to have your IR on to be able to see it all.
Be able to think faster and be faster in order to defeat...
Sorry? The reason why you have to be decisive and think faster is normally when attacks occur, they are normally a chance encounter with an opposition which happens in very close proximity. And I'm talking about 25 to 50 metres. So that means a section is going to be straight away, is going to be bogged down and is going to be committed to the fight. And then from there, the platoon commander won't be able to see him. He can be anywhere up to 50 metres to 100 metres behind the front, forward line of troops. And then from there, he will call signs in and decide, are we going to do a fighting withdrawal? Are we going to do a left flanker? Are we going to do a right flanker? We're going to move a second section up, okay, and then do a up the guts assault on that call sign, taking into account we probably have casualties depending on who the initial contact was started by.
beat the enemy. The RBC's provided a good development on the foundation we gained at RMC to help further develop us as officers, now with a more infantry focus. Going forward to battalion, this gives us a good foundation to build upon and continue to develop as junior leaders within Army. For officer cadets considering a career in the infantry, I'd say you don't have...
Team, that is an infantry pack. Look at the size of that. They can get up to 50 kilos. Depending on the water, whether we have to take in water or whether we're able to win water from the Tully River, depending on the time of the year, the waterfall, etc., because there's leptospirosis is a problem in northern Queensland where pigs piss in water and all that sort of stuff. CSIRO will normally give you a heads up on whether it's safe or not. Here we go.
Have to be the biggest or strongest dude, but as long as you don't mind spending long days outfield and you're willing to put in 100% and learn, there's a place for you in the infantry.
Trainee. Okay, guys. So what we see is now with the RBC Regimental Officers Basic Course doing a component of their training actually at Tully. That's fantastic, because what that means as well is that they will go through the air mobile to that location, go from one world into another world, dropped in it, just like you would be on operations, going from Australia to East Timor, from Australia to Afghanistan to Iraq to the Solomons, etc. It's part of the baptism of fire, and you don't always get a chance to acclimatise in Australia under conditions to prepare you for that location. Well, that's a wrap up for that. I hope you enjoy it. Understand it is part of your career. It does suck. It is beautiful. I'd love to be there with the camera and some mosquito repellent, but even that's not enough to stop the mosquitoes, the march flies, the leeches, the ticks, and the rainfall and the precipitation that occurs with the hectopascals that will be on your ball sack. And we're not even mentioning doing a tactical shit when you have 475 mosquitoes that swipe right on your anus as you're trying to get rid of the lunch from 4 days ago. Take it easy. You don't want to go there, but if you do, it'll make some stories. You'll have a laugh. Let me know in comments what your experiences are with Tully. The hills have eyes. And remember, the leeches will make you look like a Bulgarian bikini line. Take it easy, good soldiering, and Tully sucks. See ya.